Right, so you've managed to install and open up a photo in Snapseed. So let's have a look at an existing photo which I took of my mum just as it came out of the camera here. And if you look down the right hand side, we've got all these different presets. Okay, it has last edits, so that's the last thing you did, which is quite handy sometimes if you want to repeat the settings you added. Snapseed, like Instagram and many editors, do come with quite a few presets which you can just use free. So just click on them. So the first one is portrait. So if you look at what that's done there, it's sort of detected mum's face and brightened it up a little bit. Just tap on it. So my finger's now on the picture, and so it's sort of darkened the background down, detected the face and brightened that up a little bit. So that's quite a nice effect, just a really quick one to enhance the portrait. Smooth. So that's, again, just tap on the picture and you can see the difference. Again, smooth as skin, erring towards a Snapchat look, isn't it, where you've got very soft skin. But that's a really nice quick way of getting a nice flattering blurry kind of look. Pop. This is probably the other way around. This is where it starts to pull detail out and make a really punchy shot. So if you look now, it's probably made a hair look really good, but maybe not quite so flattering on the skin and things like that. So let's just go back to the normal. But this is great for food, it's great for landscapes, and it'll be great for any architecture and things like that. Things where you want to see lots and lots of details. But if you're going to do people, I'd probably use portrait or smoothing in preference to this. Accentuate. So let's just have a quick comparison. So accentuate has an effect of increasing colour. So you can see she's a little bit more rosy in this one. There we go, just toggle between the two. And a bit like pop, it's pulled detail out. So again, that might be one to use on your food. So faded glow, anytime you start fading the colours, it starts to look a little bit arty. So we can see this is getting more into the Instagram look, isn't it? So morning, if you associate mornings, this one is like a bright, sunny kind of vibe about it. Brighten. That's quite a nice look. So what it's done, it's put what we call a vignette, which is where it affects the outside of the image. So if you look at the bottom right of her, the gilet has gone very white, and the top, all the corners have gone white. So that's called a vignette. Something we'll probably touch on quite a lot through this course because it's a very effective tool, and it's made the skin go very bright. And then to finish off with, I think we've got a set of black and whites, and black and white for me is something you should always have a little try at because they can look very, very classy, very timeless and wonderful, and they look good with text as well. If you put red text onto a black and white, it really jumps out. Or if you've got a dark photo, putting yellow text on really jumps out from it. So fine art, let's just have a quick look between the two. So it's fairly detailed, fairly straightforward looking. Black and white looks nice. Push will be where, now if you look towards the window in the back, it's got quite a like a texture. Can I just pinch on that? I'm pinching with my finger and thumb. If you look at that, it's got a grainy sort of look to it. This is one thing I'll show you later, but in Snapseed, when you want to zoom in on something, you just use your finger and thumb like you do in most apps, and then this square comes up at the side. So if you want to move around, you then put your finger on the blue square, and then you can move it around the photo any way you like, which is what I'm doing now. And then when you want to zoom back out, you just finger and thumb. So that's called grain, which is something we'll touch on later in the course. That's quite a nice effect. Grain does give it the oldie worldy look. It does smooth things up, and it is flattering. Structure, on the other hand, I think, well, that surprised me. I thought it would be a bit more. Structure usually pulls a lot of detail out, and I suppose if you look at her hair there, it really is quite detailed how it's it's made. This strand in the middle quite black. The structure usually pulls detail out of things, which is great for food and landscape. And then silhouette, this is quite an extreme black and white, where anything, if you think about it, anything that's lighter goes white or very close to white, anything that's slightly darker goes to black, and you get this really dramatic look. This one's not easy to use if you're putting text on things because it's very hard to find a colour which will go on top of both white and black at the same time. So just be a bit wary of that. But So those really are the presets that come with it, and for many people, just quickly opening up Snapseed and tapping through these, going, alright, that's the one I want, then you can just press your tick button to say I accept it, click on the little share button up at the top there like that, so it will apply its preset values there. It will give you all your apps to send to, so in here you would typically have stuff like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and all that. They'll all be there. So that's the presets.